Hi everyone. I started in my stories today talking about what things I wish I knew earlier when I was a younger mom or when I was pregnant. And my stories are starting to get long, so I figured I'm just going to finish doing the live here and briefly summarize what I spoke about in my stories today, and then continue talking about other products that I wish I knew about and lifestyle things that are super important for young moms, pregnant women. The number one thing when it comes to us women is our hormones. If we are not kind to our hormones, they won't work for us, and then we won't have energy. We'll get really tired but wired, and it'll just get worse and worse and worse. And when our hormones are not functioning, we age faster. We feel less sexy, we gain more weight in areas we don't want it. And so as a mom, as a pregnant woman, just take care of yourself. Make sure you are sleeping. Try not to do all the things. There are cultures, and I think like the Native American Indians back in the day, if you were pregnant, like you were royalty, like everyone did everything for you. Unfortunately, we live non-tribally, and we are now isolated in our homes, managing tiny humans by ourselves, and it's very overwhelming. So we need to protect our hormones by sleep, stress management, self-care, feeling safe in our environment. And our bodies don't know that we're feeling safe if we're stressed all the time. So that's when I mentioned that adrenal tonic, that adrenal cocktail. Adrenal cocktail helps to feed the adrenals. But that's pointless if you're not sleeping and you're not taking care of yourself. Also, ladies, don't over-exercise. We tend to over-exercise because we want to lose weight, but you are actually going to cause more problems down the line. You will not lose weight, you'll actually gain weight. It's kind of like robbing from Peter to pay Paul, but robbing from Peter's actually more important, but you're robbing from Peter to pay Paul. And so don't like overwork out and steal resources from the area of your body that's actually trying to heal and repair. So that's my big spiel when you're pregnant, when you're a mom. A lot of people are like, well, if I exercise and push through, I'll get to the other side. And actually, no, you're actually burning out your adrenals more. And if you go back to my order of healing, you'll see adrenals come before hormones, like sex hormones and thyroid. So, don't overstress your bodies. Like that's the number one thing always. I will recap products that I spoke about in my stories at the end. So I'm just gonna continue. I ended with magnesium. Another thing I wish I knew of like earlier is this perfect aminos. I take them now. If you exercise, take perfect aminos. A lot of times these amino acid supplements often come with like stimulants too. You guys, like, you do not need to be stimulated. Are we not overstimulated enough? Like, oh my gosh. Like, the last thing our adrenals and our hormones need are stimulation. So I really love these perfect aminos. They are all the essential amino acids, including the BCAAs. So if you are trying to heal and repair muscle, it's really great. If you're trying to grow a human being, it's really great because that requires a lot of amino acids. So if you're not eating the amino acids are actually being drawn from your own body, like your muscles and your tissues. So I love taking the perfect aminos. If you bruise easily, for cognition as well, we need amino acids for like neurotransmitters and healing and repairing. Like they're so important. So if you have postpartum depression, this is one of my go-tos. Like start taking the perfect aminos, start taking like adrenal cocktail, do adaptogens, omegas. Which brings me to my next product. One, ladies, I know they tell us like be careful of fish when you're pregnant and all that jazz, but it's really important that we do get good omegas. There is a lot of controversy out there about omegas right now. Well, omegas, they're PUFAs, and PUFAs are inflammatory when extracted from their foods, and that's actually true. I'm going to do a whole post on it, which is why the only thing I actually recommend is cod liver oil. The non-synthetic kind, because you can buy cod liver oil and they put synthetic vitamin D and vitamin A in it. Now, this is why I recommend cod liver oil. So if you're new to the PUFA controversy, polyunsaturated fatty acids, the controversy is, well, fish oils, they're polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are unstable fats, which oxidize really easily. I thought someone was walking behind me, and it's my dog just enjoying life. She's the best. What was I saying? Polyunsaturated fatty acids. So a polyunsaturated fatty acid you're going to find in like nuts and seeds. But when it becomes oxidized is when you actually like heat that food and you pull out the oil. And all that oil is actually very unstable and it starts to oxidize. And when you eat it, it actually oxidizes more, creates free radicals, creates inflammation in the body, and now you don't feel good. So same thing kind of goes for fish oils too. You extract it from the fish. Now it's an unstable polyunsaturated fatty acid. I'm just going to interchange those two from like polyunsaturated fatty acid to PUFAs. So I hope you guys know what I'm talking about when I say PUFA. So now it's an unstable PUFA and it creates like oxidation in the body, even though it's an omega-3. The difference between cod liver oil, and it's the reason why I only recommend cod liver oil, is it actually, is my audio not working? Oh dear. Is it working for you guys? Just let me know. The reason why I recommend cod liver oil is it actually has its own built-in antioxidants like vitamin D and vitamin A. And so, as it oxidizes, it's actually like getting neutralized with that vitamin D and that vitamin A. That's also another reason why people say if you're taking fish oils, you want to take vitamin E. And so my recommendation, moms, and I've been talking about this a lot, cook with organic, unrefined red palm oil. I talk about that all the time. It's super high in vitamin A. It's super high in vitamin E. You don't need to buy a vitamin E supplement. You can if you want, as long as it's a good vitamin E supplement that has been extracted gently with low temperatures and stored really well. But that's what I would recommend. Omegas for brain health, because remember, women, like when you're growing a human being and when you're dealing with children and when you're breastfeeding, it requires a lot of fat, a lot. Don't do low fat diets when you're pregnant. Make sure they're healthy fats. Your brain is like, 70% fat. You need those omegas big time. And if you're not eating it, baby is taking it from you. And if baby's taking it from you, then your body is going to feel it once baby pops out. I want to talk a little bit about why we tend to have, someone remind me, why when our babies come out, we all of a sudden have all of these like autoimmune conditions. Someone please remind me. Okay. I'm trying to see what's going on here with the sound. People can hear me. It's not matched up with her lips though. Oh dear. I don't know if that helps. But, okay, next. Gut health, you guys, gut biome. While you're pregnant, make sure you are eating fermented foods like yogurt if you can handle dairy, full fat yogurt. Don't do like the low fat stuff. That's not good for you. Probiotics. If you can take a probiotic while you're pregnant, amazing. Mom's gut health is directly correlated with baby health and baby immune function. I always talk about Microbiome Labs. I love their mega probiotic. Love, love, love it. Take one a day. It's, eat sauerkraut, kimchi, organic miso, anything that's fermented, get it in, get good health. Because research does strongly support that. I spoke about amino acids. Okay. While you're pregnant, please don't do caffeine. I know we're so tired. Do your adrenal cocktail instead. All right. Talk to your doctors about the adrenal cocktail, especially if you have high blood pressure. Remember, high blood pressure is actually a sodium-potassium ratio imbalance. So most of the time you have high blood pressure because you have too much sodium and not enough potassium. So what you actually want to do is eat more potassium-containing foods like fruits and vegetables. The adrenal cocktail, let me take a look here really fast. So, no, I wouldn't say it's got a higher potassium ratio to sodium. I wouldn't say that. But it does have potassium in it. But again, your go-to for high potassium foods is actually vegetables. So try and eat more vegetables to get more potassium to bring that ratio to a healthier level. So you are, sorry, I'm trying to read the comments and talk at the same time. I can't do that. I can't multitask. I don't even know why I try. But potassium, eat it. Bring your blood pressure down. Next, don't do caffeine. Do, adaptogens. Rasa, a lot of people ask me, is Rasa safe while pregnant and breastfeeding? Yes, and here's why. It was actually formulated by a pregnant woman who missed her coffee and she was tired. And so she created Rasa while she was pregnant so that she could have a little natural healthy boost throughout pregnancy and breastfeeding. And so you do not want to do the dirty Rasa because it does have some coffee in it. It's like half Rasa, half coffee. But my favorite is the cacao Rasa. and it's super delicious. Adaptogens are fantastic. Yes, do this one for your adrenals. Feed those. Again, it all goes back to energy and adrenals, right? I'm not even worried about sex hormones at this point. Like, we need to function. So just make sure you're feeding those babies and yourself. Like, and by those babies, I mean your adrenals. Your tiny babies too. I think that's it. That's everything I spoke about. I want to talk about the organ complex, or any kind of organ. Research and experts say to not do organ in the first trimester, but the second and third you can. And that's because of the high vitamin A content. So just watch your vitamin A content. But I do love the organ complex because it has like iodine, and it has zinc, and it has all these really important components for like iron handling, because we obviously need more iron and more oxygen transportation because we're growing a human being, and so we need extra support. And these babies right here are, I don't want to say perfectly designed for hemoglobin and iron recycling, but it's really close. It's like Mother Nature's natural multivitamin, and it's like perfect. Let's see. Okay. So is organ complex and cod liver oil too much vitamin A? You would have to see which one you are looking at. And again, like, talk with your doctor. If it were me and I were pregnant, I would do like 3 cod liver oil every other day. And I would do, this says 6 organ complex. I'd probably do 3, but just double check. I mean, if you're cooking with the unrefined red palm oil as well, you probably want to back off one of the products or one of the things that you're doing. But and again, talk with your doctor, look at the numbers online and what the research says. But with all the blood work I have done, I have seen 2 people that have had optimal vitamin A levels. 2. One person had liver disease. So theirs was like off the chart. So there you go. I'm just going to leave that with you. Talk with your doctor, do your research. And let's see. I think that's it, you guys. This is what I wanted to talk about as far as like why we get sick as soon as our babies pop out. I kind of did some story. Well, I did a post like a year ago about this, and I'll just talk about it again. What happens when we're pregnant and we are growing a baby is our immune system has to shut down a little bit. So it's not like completely dead, obviously, because we still get sick, but it calms down and it kind of goes dormant, certain aspects of it. And the reason why this is because if it was activated, it would see that there is this large, adorable parasite in us, and it would attack it. It'd say, this is not common to us. So it obviously doesn't do that. Our bodies are designed to kind of calm down this immune response. And then baby pops out, and then the immune system wakes up from this 9 or 10 month slumber, and it's like, what just happened here? Now, hopefully it doesn't say what just happened here if you have been replenishing your body with vitamins and nutrients and non-inflammatory foods. So hopefully there isn't a lot of damage control for it to wake up to. If there is, it freaks out and your immune system goes, what happened? So pretend like, this is how I think of it. Mom, you took a nap, right? And your toddler went into the playroom and just started like drawing everywhere, like carpets and couches and and you wake up from your nap and you freak out and you're like, what just happened? I have to nuke the place because it's a disaster, right? So that's kind of what the immune system does. If you go to sleep, if you're dormant and your toddler was great and actually tidied up, whose kid does that? But it was like tidying up and it was doing all these things. You'd wake up and you'd be like, oh, this is so great. Yay, let's go play. And you'd be happy and you wouldn't want to like burn the place down. That's what the immune system does. So let's not while we're growing a baby, the first trimester is so hard. So please be gentle with yourselves. But let's not go crazy with the marker in the playroom. Right. And that's like, we use, oh gosh, this is good. Oh, I don't want it to sound shaming at all, but we always say we're eating for 2. So we eat like 2 desserts and 2 this and 2 that. There is damage control that's going to have to be done when baby comes out. So, be mindful, eat mindfully, eat kindly, be really kind while you're feed yourself highly nutritious foods when possible. but still having fun with your foods, go back to my last post where I said you don't have to eat perfectly, but just check off the boxes. Like, are you getting your nuts and seeds? Are you getting your fruits and vegetables? Are you getting your leafy greens? Are you getting your proteins? Are you getting your fats? I always tell my kids, like, once you eat your healthy food, you can have your fun food. And they know that. That's the rule, like, you got to get the nutrition in, and then you can have the fun food. So I hope that's helpful, you guys. I hope that was a little helpful for your friends and your healing journeys. And, the big one is like postpartum depression. And so my go-tos for that are adrenal health, the amino acids, the cod liver oil, like the magnesium is huge. We just really need to support brain health in that instance. So, I have been talking for so long. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Do you think that's enough? So let's see. I'm sorry. My brain is so tired. I was up like 4 times last night. I can't, I'm reading things, but I'm not computing. I've been taking Adrenal off and on for several years. Is it safe to take long term? Yeah, Adrenal is one of those. It's a little bit safe. That's a lot more safe. Had severe adrenal fatigue and slowly recovering. Adrenal is fantastic. Let's see. What else? A lot of audio issues. Yeast or bacteria infection recommendations. Man, that's like a whole class. I'm sorry. I can't answer that one. Other than I can't even go into that because there's so much. Sorry, guys. Breastfeeding, the only omega-3 I can eat is sprouted lentils. I eat it 3 times a day. Do you think that's enough? I would have to know more. I know your health history is a little bit more complex. We would have to see. We'd have to see, what are your symptoms? What else are you eating? And because you're on an elimination diet, I wouldn't want to push that. Let's get the inflammation controlled first, and then let's talk about including other sources of omega-3. I don't absorb vitamin D. I have 0. Is it from Candida? Probably not. It's there's so many reasons. But how do you know? You just don't have vitamin D? Do you burn in the sun? I have so many questions. I wish it was a simple answer, Candida. No, oftentimes it's not just one thing. And then my next question is, well, why do we have Candida? Oftentimes one dysfunction actually has multiple things going on. I wish we could just pinpoint it to one thing. So is organ complex and cod liver oil too much vitamin A? No, because if you are, and here's the thing too, lots of cod liver oil companies will add extra vitamin A, synthetic vitamin A. If you're getting one that doesn't add synthetic vitamin A, you should be fine. Let's see. Breast implant illness. I think I want Gina to talk about that sometime. She knows a lot about that. Which magnesium is best? Okay, let's talk about that. Don't do magnesium citrate, oxide. My favorites, I'll tell you my favorites. So magnesium glycinate, magnesium malate, magnesium threonate. I'm going to have to go soon because kids are calling me. But my favorite, I will in a sec. My favorite is for Mom, people that, yeah, baby.
Ken wants you to cut his apple.
I know, I'll be there in just a sec. This one's really great for if you like the taste and you're having a hard time with pills. If you want your kids to take magnesium, they should take magnesium. This is my favorite. One of them. I have so many. It's asking which one's my favorite child. Next, I love the Amino Mag from Douglas Labs. That one's a really fantastic one, but my ultimate favorite is Nutrigold's magnesium. They're just really, really great. So I also like to rotate magnesiums. I like getting them from different sources because they actually absorb in different tissues better. So I really like that. And I think that's it, everyone. I think that's it. My kids need me. So, also I'm going to post oh my gosh, look, you guys. Thank you, babe. A lot of people were saying that the swipe up links in my stories were not working. So what you want to do is go to Prova Health and do that login like I showed in my stories. Either create an account or log in, and then put in that search bar at the top, like the product name that you are looking for, and you will then find it. So I'm gonna have to figure out that whole swipe up thing. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully that was helpful, you guys, and I will talk with you later. Bye.